Hi everyone, and welcome to my beauty advice page where I help you stay presentable while you stay at home. I'm your host Kit Saina, and today I'm going to show you the best technique for doing your own root touch-up at home. This is by far the most efficient method to get the best coverage and gorgeous color. You will need a non-metallic bowl, fitted gloves, and a color brush with a thin tip, a weighing scale if you don't have a color kit, and of course your color and activator. Be sure to use old clothes and an old towel that you don't mind getting stained. So come with me. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is give our hair a good brush. Make sure you get all the tangles out. Hair should be a little bit dirty for this. Take some Vaseline and just kind of put it on your hairline. Now you're going to part your hair. So you could part your hair in the middle, and then that way you divide it evenly into sections. I have a slightly off middle part, and I like to start applying my color on that part, because the longer the color stays on that section, it's going to be get a little bit more processed, and I really want that part to be colored. My grays are very resistant, so I'm parting my hair where I want to start the color. I'm dividing it from the top of my head down to the side of my ear, and then on this side as well I'm going to do the same. This just helps me split the hair up so I can kind of keep track. I'm going to just tie the back of the hair in a ponytail just so it's easy. And I'm going to start off with my hairline in front. This is the area of your hair that you really want covered. It's what everybody sees. It's what you see, most important. You also want to make sure you have a towel that you don't really care about getting color in it. Maybe pick one towel, an old one that you're always going to use for color. And when I say always, hopefully you'll get to see your hairdressers again sooner rather than later. So now that I've got color on my perimeter, I'm going to start by applying color to my part. You want to try and work quickly. You don't want to take more than 20 minutes to get color all over. Now this is the part. Use your brush, and that's why it's good to have a brush with a sharp tip. And you want to take sections where, I'll show you for the next section, where you can kind of see through it. If you take too thick a section, you're going to miss spots. And this takes quite a bit of effort to do. You do not want to have a spot missing until you can do your color again. It'll annoy you every time you see it. So what I mean is, you can see how I can see through that hairline. It's quite thin, but I know I'm getting every bit of gray or white. Now I'm wearing black clothes so that if I do get color on my clothes, you can't see it. Unless, of course, you're doing bleach or blonde, then maybe you want to use a cape or white. Now, what's going to be strange here for you when you first start this is the dexterity of it, but you'll get used to it. So see? Now I have little pieces from when I was pregnant that can't be gathered with the rest of the hair, so you'll see that I will do that section separately. Pregnancy does some crazy things to your hair. It looks amazing some of the time, and a lot of the time it trying to figure out how to work with little bits and pieces that never went back to normal. So see, you can kind of see through it. I always start on this side of my head from my part to the left. I'm not sure why. I think because there's slightly less hair, so I can get through it quicker, or I don't know if I actually have a real reason for it. There you go. Make sure you're not taking too much hair. Sometimes you might think you're taking too little, but you'll adjust and you'll figure it out. Maybe like 1/2 inch sections would work, and it also depends on how thick your hair is. I have really thick hair. It's just really white, thanks to my mom's side of the family. As you come closer to the ear, the hair around here gets a little bit less dense. So you could maybe, depending on, you could take slightly thicker sections. And then, okay, so this section here, you know how when I did the perimeter, I was already going around? So I've just kind of joined that. And if you can see this area here, I'm gonna just kind of go around there. So I find my part again, and I come to the opposite side. So my part was there. Just going to split that up and start on this side. Now, as you stick your brush all the way back to split the hair up, you might grab some of the hair from that's been pulled into a ponytail in the back. That's fine. Just adjust it a little bit, or if you pull some hair out of the back there, that's fine. It's not a problem. It's just more to help you keep track of what you've done. Now, the way I color people's hair in the salon is a little bit different to this. I do different sections, but that's because I'm standing above the person and I can see exactly what I'm doing. Because I'm doing this on my hair, I'm limited by what I can see and the direction my hand will go in to work well and work quickly. So I found that this sectioning and technique has been the most efficient with the most coverage. Now this section here, for some reason I have a huge patch of white, so I really want to make sure I don't miss this section because you will see it. So part of choosing which color you want to put on your hair, because it's going to be hard to do highlights, it's probably easiest just to do one color. If you can get on the phone with your stylist and ask her to help recommend a color that's easiest for you to do, that would be ideal. If you can't get on the phone with a stylist, then you might need some assistance in figuring out what color you need, where to get it from. If you have to cover whites as opposed to just covering a darker color. If you want to go slightly lighter without using bleach, that means lightening your roots with a lighter color. All of it needs professional advice, because it's really a science getting the right color. But once you've got your formula and you know where to get your color, then it's just a matter of the right technique to apply it and staying consistent. So now that I've got this side done, I have that extra piece. I'm just gonna make sure that I've got this section covered. So now I'm gonna divide the hair in two parts so I can control that a little bit. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because it's hard to see. Take the back off. Find where the hair starts. Grab it and see if you can just take a thin slice of the hair, comb it through so you can see. Apply a little bit to the top. It's probably already got some from when you applied it before, and then go across. Now this, because you're not going to be able to see it, this is where the tricky part gets. You need to kind of sense. So you can feel where that part stops. See if you can get the next lot of hair from one angle to the other. Pull that up. You don't want it too thick, so to make sure it's not too thick, make sure you can see through the hair that you've picked. So I can feel where the last bit of the bump of the hair is. I try and go down a little bit. I feel my comb going through it. And then I take the next section. And you can kind of feel the color going onto your scalp. If you can't feel the color going onto your scalp, you're probably putting it on the hair. Now the good thing about doing the sections like this is that if you miss spots, most of the time it's not that noticeable. So feel where the area is that you're going to do it and then go across. Unfortunately, this part, unless you have one of those three-way fabulous mirrors that you can contort and see what you're doing, this might be the only way. So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. You probably right now can see more of what I'm doing than I can. And I'll show you how I get the next lot. So I feel it. Can you see that? Find out where the section is. Try and put my comb through it. Get to the other side. It. And then feel it and apply. Like I said, it'll feel really strange initially. You probably will not know if you've actually got the color on your hair. Ideally, you can get somebody else to do your color, but if you're in isolation, chances of that happening might be quite low. Unless you can get your husband to do it, or your wife, or your housemate, or your older son or daughter. Maybe this can be part of their art class. So I slowly lift up. It is a little bit tiring, to be honest. But once you're done and you know the colors on there, there's something satisfying in knowing that those whites will be gone completely in about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on your manufacturer's instructions. Welcome back. This is key to getting color off your hairline with minimal staining. So I have a little bowl of water. So before just jumping in the shower and washing it all off, you're going to wet the hairline and you're really gonna scrub it. Now I've got as much of the color off as I can. I'm going to jump in the shower and wash the rest off with shampoo and then conditioner.